So right now, Carl Vinson primary mission is maritime security, and so we're on some time in the 7th Fleet area of responsibility, and we're transiting back from our final port call, which was in Australia, back home, but we'll spend some time in the 7th Fleet area working with some of our partner nations, doing exercises to strengthen the cooperation among our friends.
What are the partner nations?
Well, Malaysia certainly is one of them. Singapore is one, Japan, the Philippines, a lot of nations in this area we rely on and we work closely with to improve the security, the maritime security of the Navy and the economy that the world relies on.
Is we doing well?
I think we are. I think the partnerships are strong, and certainly we've had a long partnership with Malaysia for quite some time, and we value that partnership.
We've been in the U.S. 7th Fleet this time since the middle of April. When we deployed in August of 2014, we actually came through the 7th Fleet, and we spent some time here operating in the vicinity of Wake Island, in the vicinity of Guam. We pulled in and did a port visit in Singapore, did some more operations, and then we went over into the U.S. 5th Fleet in the Middle East area. We stayed in the Middle East for 6 months, and then we out-chopped, or we left the 5th Fleet area in the middle of April, coming back through the 7th Fleet before we returned to our home port, San Diego.
Yeah, the Carl Vinson was over in 5th Fleet area of responsibility over in the Arabian Gulf, conducting missions against ISIS over Iraq and Syria.
What kind of missions?
Well, strike missions supporting the people of Iraq that are on the ground that are trying to regain their country, and certainly trying to remove ISIS and trying to stymie and stifle their desire, which is to create a caliphate. And the Iraqi people don't want that, and we're there to support the Iraqi people.
Played a key role against Carl Vinson.
Carl Vinson played a role in the air power to support the ground forces. We delivered about a third of the munitions that were dropped from the air. We launched many missions over Iraq.
The missions we flew in Iraq and Syria were no real different than the ones that we've flown over Afghanistan that I've done throughout my career. Traditional CAS, close air support missions, non-traditional ISR where we're providing overwatch for guys on the ground. We did employ some weapons, but other than that, it's pretty standard surface to air, or air to surface employment for us. Our efforts were very successful. We think it's hard to tell in the short term how those efforts are going to play out, but I think that the Carl Vinson Strike Group KEX-17 definitely played our role to help make that region a more stable place. I don't have a number off the top of my head. We flew a lot, so a lot.
So when we were in the Middle East, we launched aircraft that went over and did Operation Inherent Resolve in both Iraq and Syria. So that as targets were called forth, they did that, or they just would go into an area and do reconnaissance, surveillance, and just report back what they saw on the ground to feed intelligence reports.
Will a lot of missions play out?
Yes, we launched probably 20 to 25 combat missions each and every day while we were in 5th Fleet.